Have you ever wondered why even the strongest marriages sometimes break down? What if ancient Stoic wisdom could help us understand the hidden causes behind marital disintegration? In this video/article, we explore 10 reasons why marriages falter, ranging from impulsivity and poor communication to misaligned values and external pressures from a Stoic perspective. Before we dive into these transformative practices, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss more insights on living a meaningful, balanced life. Let's begin this journey together as we uncover timeless lessons that can help you build a more resilient, virtuous partnership. Reason 1. Lack of self-control and impulsivity. One of the most common causes of marriage breakdown is a lack of self-control, leading to impulsive actions and decisions. Stoicism teaches that self-discipline is a cornerstone of virtue. When individuals fail to control their impulses, be it through heated arguments, rash decisions, or unconsidered actions, their relationships can suffer. A Stoic perspective reminds us that emotions, though natural, must be managed with reason. Marcus Aurelius advised that our power lies in controlling our minds, not external events. In a marital context, impulsivity may manifest as reactive outbursts or sudden, poorly thought-out choices, such as making financial decisions without consulting one's partner or reacting violently during conflicts. For example, imagine a spouse who, overwhelmed by anger during an argument, lashes out verbally or physically. This not only hurts the partner emotionally but erodes trust over time. Stoicism encourages stepping back and reflecting on one's feelings before acting. By practicing mindful pause, taking a few deep breaths, considering the consequences, and recalling that it's not things that upset us, but our opinions about them, partners can transform potentially destructive moments into opportunities for understanding and growth. Furthermore, the Stoic practice of journaling can help individuals track their emotional patterns and identify triggers that lead to impulsivity. When you record your thoughts and feelings, you can better understand what drives your reactions and develop strategies to manage them. Over time, the consistent application of self-control cultivates resilience, making you less likely to act on destructive impulses. This process not only benefits personal well-being, but also fortifies the marital bond, as both partners learn to navigate challenges with calm and deliberation. Ultimately, the lack of self-control can undermine the mutual respect essential for a thriving marriage. Stoicism teaches that by aligning one's actions with reason and virtue, conflicts can be resolved more peacefully, and relationships can be nurtured with patience and understanding. Partners who commit to developing self-control create a stable environment where both individuals feel valued and secure, reducing the likelihood of breakdowns rooted in impulsive behavior. Reason 2. Failure to embrace the dichotomy of control. A fundamental Stoic principle is the dichotomy of control, the understanding that some things are within our power, while others are not. In marriage, this principle is often ignored. Many couples suffer because they try to control aspects of their partner's behavior or the external circumstances that affect their relationship. Instead of focusing on their own actions and responses, they become entangled in trying to change what cannot be changed. When one partner attempts to dictate how the other should behave, whether regarding career choices, hobbies, or social interactions, it can lead to resentment and conflict. Stoicism teaches that true freedom comes from accepting what lies outside our control and focusing on our own virtues. For example, instead of constantly criticizing a partner for habits they cannot immediately change, a Stoic approach would be to reflect on what you can control, your reaction, your efforts to communicate, and your commitment to shared values. Consider a scenario where external stress, such as financial hardship or work-related pressures, influences the behavior of one partner. Instead of trying to force a change in attitude or blaming the other for the situation, a Stoic would advocate for acceptance of external events while working diligently on what they can control. This might include open, honest discussions about shared responsibilities or seeking practical solutions together, rather than succumbing to frustration and blame. In practice, Embracing the dichotomy of control involves both partners taking responsibility for their inner state. They learn to distinguish between what they can change and what they must accept. This clarity reduces the emotional turbulence that often leads to marital strife. Journaling or meditative practices can support this process by allowing each individual to assess their reactions to events, recognize where they are overreaching, and adjust their focus accordingly. Moreover, by accepting that they cannot change every external factor, couples can shift their energy towards building internal resilience and mutual understanding. They start to view challenges as opportunities to practice virtue, patience, courage, and temperance, rather than as personal failures. In this way, the Stoic acceptance of the dichotomy of control becomes a powerful tool for maintaining harmony in marriage, reducing conflicts that stem from unrealistic expectations and the futile struggle to control everything. Reason 3. Neglecting self-reflection and personal growth. A critical element of Stoicism is continuous self-improvement through regular self-reflection. In marriage, when one or both partners neglect personal growth, the relationship can stagnate. Without ongoing self-reflection, couples may fail to address their own shortcomings, leading to repeated conflicts and unresolved issues. Stoics like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius believed in the constant examination of one's thoughts and actions. They maintained personal journals, reflecting on their successes and failures, and sought wisdom from every experience. In a marriage, the lack of this reflective practice can create an environment where personal habits, unexamined behaviors, and unresolved emotions accumulate over time, causing distance between partners. Imagine a couple where one partner continually avoids introspection, instead placing blame on external circumstances or the other partner for any discord. This lack of self-awareness prevents them from understanding how their actions contribute to conflicts. Over time, such an attitude not only creates a buildup of resentment, but also hinders the development of healthier communication and mutual respect. By contrast, a Stoic approach advocates for regular self-reflection as a means of fostering personal growth. When each partner takes time to assess their own behaviors and consider what virtues they need to cultivate, such as patience, empathy, or humility, the marriage can benefit from increased understanding and self-improvement. Keeping a daily or weekly journal can be an effective way to document personal progress and acknowledge areas for change. Additionally, self-reflection helps in recognizing patterns that lead to recurring issues. For example, if one notices a tendency to react defensively during disagreements, they can work on developing a calmer, more measured response. Over time, this practice nurtures a culture of continuous improvement, where both partners become more mindful, resilient, and supportive of one another. Neglecting self-reflection also limits the ability to adapt to changes within the relationship. As individuals evolve, so do their needs and expectations. A failure to engage in personal growth can leave one partner feeling out of sync with the other, eventually leading to emotional disconnection. Stoic philosophy reminds us that growth is a lifelong journey and that self-improvement is essential for sustaining a dynamic, evolving relationship. Ultimately, couples who commit to self-reflection create a more harmonious environment. They build a partnership based on honesty, accountability, and the shared pursuit of virtue, principles that not only strengthen the bond, but also pave the way for a resilient, enduring marriage. Reason 4. Unresolved emotional attachments and overdependence. Emotional attachments, while an essential part of love, can sometimes become sources of pain when they are unresolved or overly dependent. Stoicism teaches that attachments should be balanced with reason and independence. In marriage, excessive emotional dependence or lingering attachments from past relationships can create friction and contribute to a breakdown. From a Stoic perspective, love and attachment should be guided by rationality and virtue. When one partner becomes overly dependent on the other for validation, security, or emotional fulfillment, the relationship can become imbalanced. This overdependence may lead to unrealistic expectations and feelings of suffocation. For example, If one partner expects the other to provide constant emotional support without acknowledging their own inner resources, it can lead to burnout and resentment on both sides. Unresolved emotional baggage, such as lingering feelings from previous relationships or unresolved personal traumas, also hampers the ability to form a healthy, balanced connection. The Stoics advise that we work diligently to resolve internal conflicts so that our external relationships can flourish without being clouded by past pain. In practice, this might involve seeking therapy, engaging in self-reflection, or using meditative practices to process and let go of past hurts. A practical Stoic approach is to cultivate inner strength and self-reliance. By focusing on what is within one's control, their own thoughts and reactions, partners can begin to detach from unhealthy emotional dependencies. This does not mean becoming emotionally distant, but rather developing a balanced approach where love is freely given without the expectation of complete emotional rescue. Encouraging personal growth and independence within a marriage helps each partner maintain their identity. When both individuals strive to be self-sufficient, they contribute to a relationship that is supportive rather than suffocating. They share love as equals, each bringing their unique strengths and vulnerabilities to the partnership. This balance reduces the likelihood of one partner feeling overwhelmed by the other's needs, allowing space for healthy interdependence. Ultimately, a Stoic view on emotional attachments emphasizes that while love is a beautiful and necessary part of life, it must be tempered with reason. By resolving unresolved emotional issues and fostering a sense of individual strength, couples can prevent overdependence from becoming a destructive force. Instead, they create a resilient, harmonious bond where each partner supports the other's journey toward personal growth and mutual fulfillment. Reason 5. Inability to accept impermanence and change. One of the most profound lessons in Stoicism is the acceptance of impermanence. Change is inevitable, and nothing in life is static, not even relationships. However, many marriages suffer when couples cling to the past or resist the natural evolution of their bond. This inability to accept change can lead to frustration, disappointment, and ultimately, a breakdown in communication and connection. Stoic philosophy teaches us that everything is transient. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." When applied to marriage, this perspective encourages partners to view challenges and transitions as opportunities for growth rather than as threats to stability. However, when couples fail to embrace this idea, they often find themselves trapped in cycles of resentment and stagnation. For example, a partner might hold on to nostalgic memories of how the relationship once was, rejecting the inevitable changes that come with time. This refusal to adapt can create unrealistic expectations, as one or both partners may demand that their spouse remains the same person they once knew. Such rigidity can lead to conflicts when the inevitable evolution of personality, interests, and circumstances occurs. A Stoic approach, by contrast, involves accepting that change is an integral part of life. Couples can benefit from discussing their evolving needs and expectations openly. By recognizing that both individuals will naturally change over time, partners can adjust their relationship dynamics and work together to maintain a healthy balance. This might involve setting aside time for regular check-ins, or even revisiting shared goals to ensure that both remain aligned as they grow. Embracing impermanence also means learning to let go of what no longer serves the relationship. This doesn't imply a lack of commitment, but rather an acknowledgement that clinging to the past can hinder future growth. A Stoic would encourage each partner to cherish the good memories while also being open to creating new experiences together. In doing so, the relationship becomes a dynamic, evolving entity rather than a static relic of former times. Practicing mindfulness and meditation can further help couples internalize the reality of change. By reflecting on the impermanent nature of all things, partners may develop a deeper appreciation for the present moment, reducing anxiety about the future and regrets about the past. This acceptance fosters resilience and adaptability, essential qualities for maintaining a long-term, fulfilling relationship. Ultimately, the inability to accept impermanence can be a significant barrier in marriage. By embracing change as a natural, inevitable force, couples can transform potential conflicts into opportunities for renewal and growth. This Stoic insight serves as a powerful reminder that adapting to life's constant flux is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of inner strength and wisdom. Reason 6. Poor communication and lack of rational dialogue. Effective communication is the lifeblood of any successful marriage. Yet many relationships crumble under the weight of misunderstandings, unspoken grievances, and irrational arguments. From a Stoic standpoint, rational dialogue and clear communication are essential virtues that support mutual understanding and respect. When couples fail to engage in thoughtful conversations, they often find themselves mired in conflict and emotional turmoil. Stoicism teaches that reason should guide our interactions. Instead of allowing emotions to drive communication, leading to defensive or accusatory language, partners should strive to speak with clarity, honesty, and compassion. Consider the Stoic principle that emphasizes focusing on what is within our control, namely our own words and actions, rather than attempting to control or change the other person's behavior. In many cases, poor communication arises from a lack of active listening. When partners speak over each other or fail to truly hear what is being said, misunderstandings quickly snowball. A Stoic approach involves not only articulating your thoughts clearly, but also genuinely listening to your partner. Ask yourself, am I really hearing their perspective? Can I set aside my own ego long enough to understand their feelings? This mindset can transform an argument into a constructive dialogue. Moreover, incorporating reflective practices like pausing to consider your words before speaking can prevent many common pitfalls. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to assess your emotions and choose words that convey understanding rather than blame. This is where the Stoic practice of self-control becomes invaluable, helping to prevent emotionally charged statements that might otherwise damage the relationship. Using I statements instead of you statements is another effective technique. For instance, say, I feel hurt when, rather than you always. This subtle shift in language promotes responsibility for one's own emotions and invites a more empathetic exchange. Regularly setting aside time for calm, scheduled discussions, rather than addressing conflicts in the heat of the moment, can also create a safer space for both partners to share their concerns. Over time, cultivating a habit of rational, compassionate communication can significantly improve the quality of the marital relationship. The Stoic emphasis on reason and virtue provides a robust framework for resolving conflicts without resorting to destructive behaviors. When both partners commit to this approach, they build a foundation of trust and mutual respect that can weather even the most challenging times. Reason 7. Neglecting virtues such as justice and temperance. In the Stoic tradition, virtues like justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom form the pillars of a good life. In a marriage, neglecting these virtues can lead to imbalances that erode the partnership. When one or both partners fail to act with fairness and moderation, it often results in feelings of injustice, overindulgence, or neglect, ultimately undermining the mutual respect essential for a thriving relationship. Justice in a marriage means ensuring that both partners feel heard, valued, and treated fairly. It involves sharing responsibilities, acknowledging each other's contributions, and rectifying wrongs when they occur. Temperance, on the other hand, is the practice of moderation in all things, avoiding extremes, whether in behavior, emotions, or expectations. When couples stray from these ideals, conflicts can emerge from unresolved grievances or imbalanced power dynamics. Consider a situation where one partner consistently makes unilateral decisions without considering the other's perspective. This disregard for fairness can foster resentment and create a sense of injustice. Similarly, overindulgence in unhealthy habits, whether it's excessive spending, neglecting personal health, or other extremes, can lead to long-term strain on the relationship. Stoicism encourages us to practice moderation and fairness, serving as a reminder that personal well-being and relational harmony depend on a balanced approach to life. Incorporating Stoic practices into daily marital interactions might include regularly evaluating whether decisions and behaviors reflect these core virtues. For example, a couple might set aside time each week to discuss financial decisions, ensuring that both voices are considered and that spending aligns with their shared values. This practice of deliberate, virtue-based decision-making can prevent many common sources of marital strife. Additionally, when conflicts arise, a Stoic approach calls for pausing and reflecting on whether actions are guided by justice and temperance. Instead of reacting with extremes, such as anger or complete withdrawal, partners can ask themselves, "Am I being fair? Am I maintaining moderation in my response?" This self-interrogation can help defuse tensions and pave the way for a more balanced, rational resolution. Ultimately, neglecting virtues like justice and temperance weakens the moral foundation of a marriage. By consciously aligning actions with these Stoic ideals, couples can build a resilient relationship grounded in fairness, mutual respect, and balanced behavior. This not only helps in resolving conflicts, but also creates a nurturing environment in which both partners can flourish individually and together. Reason 8. Failure to align individual values and shared goals. A common yet often overlooked cause of marital breakdown is the misalignment of individual values and shared goals. In a Stoic framework, living in accordance with one's true nature and values is essential. When partners do not share a common vision or fail to communicate their individual aspirations effectively, the resulting divergence can create significant tension and discord. Consider a marriage where one partner values financial security and a structured routine, while the other thrives on spontaneity and creative expression. Over time, these differences can lead to conflict if not acknowledged and reconciled. Stoicism teaches that the pursuit of virtue must be a deliberate, conscious process. For couples, this means engaging in ongoing dialogue about what matters most to each person, and then finding a path that honors both individual integrity and the collective good of the relationship. A practical Stoic approach is to create a shared vision for the future. This might involve sitting down together and discussing long-term goals, values, and priorities. Ask yourself, what virtues do we both hold dear? How can we support each other in living authentically? Through honest conversation, couples can bridge gaps between differing aspirations, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for growth. Writing down these shared goals and revisiting them periodically can serve as a constant reminder of their mutual commitment. Moreover, aligning values is not a one-time exercise, but an ongoing process. As individuals grow and evolve, so do their goals. A Stoic perspective emphasizes the importance of adapting while remaining true to one's core virtues. Couples who regularly reassess their shared vision can adjust to new circumstances without losing sight of what binds them together. When values are misaligned, small disagreements can escalate into major conflicts, as each partner feels misunderstood or unfulfilled. The Stoic remedy is to cultivate open-mindedness, patience, and the willingness to compromise without sacrificing one's integrity. This balance between individuality and unity is key to sustaining a healthy, long-term relationship. Ultimately, failure to align individual values and shared goals can slowly erode the foundation of a marriage. By engaging in thoughtful dialogue and committing to a common vision, couples can build a partnership that is not only resilient in the face of change, but also rich in purpose and mutual respect. Embracing these Stoic practices fosters a sense of unity and clarity, paving the way for a harmonious future together. Reason 9. Resentment stemming from external expectations. External expectations, whether from family, society, or even one's own internalized ideals, can place enormous pressure on a marriage. When partners allow these external forces to dictate their actions or shape their self-worth, resentment can build over time. Stoicism teaches us that true contentment comes from within and that we must not let external opinions dictate our inner state. In a marital context, Resentment often arises when one partner feels that they are failing to meet unrealistic societal standards or familial expectations. For example, constant pressure to conform to a certain lifestyle, achieve a particular level of success, or maintain a flawless public image can create a toxic environment. When one partner begins to measure their worth by external benchmarks rather than by the virtues they cultivate, they may experience feelings of inadequacy or jealousy, which, if left unchecked, can erode the marital bond. A Stoic approach would be to recognize that external opinions are beyond our control. Instead, couples should focus on nurturing the inner virtues that define their true character. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about life. By internalizing this perspective, partners can shift their focus from external validation to personal growth and mutual support. Practically, this might involve setting boundaries with extended family or social circles that impose unrealistic expectations. It could also mean having candid conversations about what truly matters to the couple, rather than conforming to external norms. By acknowledging that the only opinion that ultimately counts is your own, and that of your partner, you can free yourself from the weight of external pressures. Additionally, adopting a Stoic mindset involves regular reflection on your own values and the reasons behind your choices. When resentment arises, ask, is this anger rooted in my own expectations or in someone else's? What part of this situation can I control? Such introspection not only helps to defuse negative emotions, but also reinforces a sense of autonomy and self-worth. Ultimately, resentment from external expectations is a powerful force that can undermine even the strongest relationships. However, by embracing Stoic principles, focusing on inner virtues, setting healthy boundaries, and valuing personal growth, couples can overcome this challenge. They learn to appreciate their relationship on its own terms, free from the distortions of external judgment, thereby fostering a more authentic and resilient bond. Reason 10. Lack of mutual respect and integrity. Mutual respect and integrity are essential to any enduring relationship. When these qualities are absent, even minor conflicts can escalate into major breaches of trust. From a Stoic perspective, living with integrity means aligning your actions with your core values and treating your partner with fairness and honor. When one partner repeatedly behaves in ways that undermine this trust, be it through dishonesty, broken promises, or inconsiderate actions, the foundation of the marriage begins to crumble. A common scenario involves a partner who frequently neglects their responsibilities or engages in behavior that contradicts their stated values. Over time, this can lead to deep-seated feelings of betrayal and disrespect. Stoicism teaches that each individual is responsible for their own actions. Epictetus reminds us that our response to external events is what truly matters, and integrity is non-negotiable. To rebuild or maintain mutual respect, couples must engage in honest dialogue about their expectations and experiences. It helps to set aside time to reflect on each other's contributions and to acknowledge moments when both partners act with honor and fairness. This mutual reinforcement of integrity can transform conflict into growth and build a resilient emotional connection. In addition, incorporating a practice of daily or weekly self-reflection can help each partner monitor their behavior and ensure that their actions align with the virtues they aspire to. By holding themselves accountable and addressing issues as they arise, couples can prevent minor lapses from turning into significant breaches of trust. This continuous commitment to virtue, justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom is what sustains a strong, enduring marriage. Ultimately, a lack of mutual respect and integrity is one of the most devastating factors in marital breakdown. By committing to Stoic principles, couples can create an environment where trust and honor are the guiding forces. This not only mends wounds, but also sets a powerful example for others about the strength of a relationship built on unwavering respect. In conclusion, examining marriage breakdown through the lens of Stoicism reveals that many challenges arise from deviations from timeless virtues. Whether it's impulsivity, poor communication, unresolved emotional dependence, or the failure to accept change, each of these issues can weaken the marital bond when left unchecked. Embracing Stoic practices, such as self-reflection, mindful communication, and focusing on what lies within our control, provides powerful tools to build resilience, deepen mutual respect, and nurture a lasting partnership. If you found these insights valuable, please give this video/article a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more transformative content on living a meaningful and balanced life. Let's commit to growing together and building relationships that withstand the test of time. Thank you for joining this journey toward a more virtuous, resilient marriage.